If a top cylinder, is faulty, what are the steps, what are the processes that it will take for one to get it fixed?
Okay, first of all, if you see a top cylinder that has faults, first of all you check whether it did the motor of the top cylinder, the real motor itself, whether it had overheating before, or maybe the mechanic or the engineer that tried to repair the car, the timing that he set in the car wasn't correct, so the engine timing belts now cut, so the valve, all of them will just bend, and that is a very big problem. And at times it might get to the engine and it might damage the engine as a whole. But first of all, checking the top cylinder, you first of all check if the valves are okay. Then you pull the springs and the keys and you keep it one side. Then you remove the valve seal if they are bad, because there are some valve seals that don't easily get spoiled like that, based on the kind of cars they are, like the kind of products they come, like the way they are. So they are just mainly like that. They don't majorly get spoiled easily.
You pull the spring, then you scrape. After pulling the screw, you remove the valve seal. After removing the valve seal, then you now check the top, scrape it, remove the carbon, the dirt, everything. After removing, then you apply granny paste. After applying granny paste, you now apply fuel to the granny paste so that it will grind well. Then start grinding. After grinding, you remove the granny paste and check whether it's grounded very well. If it's grounded very well, then you clean everything and apply valve seal. Then you start the spring and couple it. When I started the work before, I was ashamed, oh, but it got to an stage like I was not ashamed again, because I know that it will help me in future.
Nigerian now, they are saying no job, handwork helps better than, in fact, the money they are going to pay in the white collar job. So I think even though I go to school and become a medical doctor, and I think the medical doctor profession will not favor me, I might continue doing this because I think this one will help me a lot in my career. I have many child growing up memory. I have many memories. If I could remember, like dad would come home sometimes, he would feel happy and he would tell us some stories, tell us about his past life, how he went to school, how he finished school, how he got a job, how he even got married to our mother. He tells us story, and that's like teach me on how I feel like it's grooming me on how to be my own self.
Joyce and Justina Obi are two young ladies who work at their guidance motor engine workshop here in Benin. The two sisters have managed to combine both learning and schooling, and it is so amazing at the kind of things that they can do, the kind of things that they have done. In this interview with Legit TV, Joyce and Justina have opened up on why they love this work and what they want to achieve in the future. Shout out to the man behind the camera, Monday Idara. I'm Dolakwa Modeni. Keep watching Legit TV.
My name is Joyce, 14 years old.
Okay, my name is Justina Obi, and I'm 16 years old.
So here we are here at your workshop. Why did you decide to learn this craft? Why not, hairdressing and the other like?
Okay, hairdressing, tailoring, and other girlish stuff are just very common for girls in this generation. I think going far away from those just normal, like general handwork will do a great thing for me. And instead of staying at home, just playing all the while, moving with friends, I just think like doing this work will help me and to better shaping my brain on things, like to get to know things about the technology of cars and other things. That is why I just think the work will be good for me. That's why I like it.
Okay, so how about your parents? Did they force you to do this, or this was something that it came to you that you wanted to learn on your own?
Okay, at first my mom was like, a girl doing this job, like she was not in total support of it. But when my dad told her the importance of doing it, that it's good though, then my mom now agreed. So me self, I was even happy that my mom have already agreed for me to do the work. So I was happy that no one forced me actually.
Why did you decide to join your sister in learning this, working here?
Okay, firstly, and I not see any reason why to stay at home idle, just doing nothing, and without you don't you don't now we are, especially now we're on holiday, we don't see anything doing at home. I don't like me. I know how to make hair. I don't like even my sister hair. I was one to make her hair for her. So I don't see any reason why I will go and learn another because that one is already common in everywhere. Anywhere you go, you see you're going to see a dresser. You have to make your hair. I don't see any reason why I'm going to learn those kind of handwork.
All right. So repairing of motor engines, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Is this something that you've seen your dad do, and you also decided, let us to also try this?
No, my daddy sometimes because my daddy has a car before. Sometimes in some parts of the motor it is spoil. He used to do it by himself, but I did not look at that way that I want to learn. The other, when we newly came in here, I saw the work and I liked it, so I decided to do it.
Okay. All right. So you two also tell me, is this something that your dad taught you to do, and now that you are 16, you decided to say, oh, let me also do this?
Not actually that because my dad just taught me how to do it. I just feel like being interested in doing something like this to help me because they say whatever a man can do, a female can do better. So I think as I'm into this now, maybe I might even do better than him. So that is why I just like think on doing this.
All right, so I like your spirit about doing better than your dad, But the thing is, doing something like this, it comes with, and you're a lady, you definitely get messed up, with all staining your clothes and all. Don't you get mocked by your friends in school?
Mocked. I won't have friends that do vulcanizer, so I don't feel depressed or. In fact, my friends, each time they see me doing this kind of work, they're like, "Wow, just now you have mind, though. You are doing this kind of work." One of my classmates is even wishing her mom would let her do this kind of work. Only that she not have the opportunity to come and join me in this kind of work. So, they are very proud of me. They are like, "Wow, upcoming engineer." They used to call me engineer. So even some of my teachers at school already know me. So I don't think there's any reason to be ashamed of doing the job.
Right. So now in school, now are you in science class? Are you a
Yeah,
science
I'm a science
student?
student.
Okay. So what do you intend to study when you get into the university?
Um, I think I want to study medicine and surgery as my own course. But in case I don't see, I'm not able to go into that, I'll go for engineering.
Still engineering.
Yes,
So what if you are able to study
medicine and surgery.
medicine and surgery? Would you still have this on the side?
I'll have this on the side because in Nigeria now, they are saying no job, handwork helps better than, in fact, the money they are going to pay in the white collar job. So I think even though I go to school and become a medical doctor, and I think the medical doctor profession will not favor me, I might continue doing this because I think this one will help me a lot in my career.
All right, thank you. So Joyce, tell me, do you have friends who look down on you or who mock you because of the kind of work that you're doing at the moment?
No, I don't have friends. My one of my friends, she's even told that she wants to bring her top for me to grind. I was now even feeling proud of myself that yes, I can do that. Even my friend is even one of my friends. She's staying closer to us there, and she's telling me that she even used to tell my classmate that Joyce is doing mechanic. I mean, I don't even look. I don't see it as anything. I just take it as like if it's my job. I don't feel ashamed or anything. When I started the work before, I was ashamed, no, but you got to understand like I was not ashamed again because I know that it will help me in future.
All right, so right now, are you in science class?
In my school, she haven't shared classes course or classes for our own sets. By when we get into SS2, they're going to check us. But my own intention is to go to science class. I'm going to for nursing school.
Nursing school. Okay, this is becoming interesting. She wants to study medicine and surgery, and you want to study nursing. Is this something that both of you planned to do?
No, I once told my aunt, and my aunt is a nurse. So I had that feeling that I can also do that.
Justina, let's come back to you. This environment, I can see that it is full of men, and this line of work is full of men. Being a woman, how are you able to cope? And a young girl, how are you able to cope in the midst of, this many men who are working here?
Okay, firstly, what I developed was determination. I never listened to the words of anybody. I just focus on what I came to do. I came to do my work. I don't have time to go leave work and go and be discussing with other people. That is what just keep me going. I don't have the time to leave here and go out there, maybe start discussing with other people, or people will be making some little jest about me. I don't even have that time, so I don't think it will do me anything if I just sit down and keep listening to them that look at you. Although some of the men here, they encourage me. They are like, wow, if my daughter will just agree to come and do what you are doing, I'll be very, very happy. Look at my daughter. Most of my daughters now, they are not even going to school. They are not even doing anything. They just sit at home eating and watching film. So I think staying here with the inspiration they give me every day, I think I like it. They give me inspiration.
You couple or you repair motor engines. So tell me, if a top cylinder, is faulty, what are the steps, what are the processes that it will take for one to get it fixed?
Okay, first of all, if you see a top cylinder that has faults, first of all, you check whether it did the motor of the top cylinder, the real motor itself, whether it had overheating before, or maybe the mechanic or the engineer that tried to repair the cars, the timing that he set in the car wasn't correct, so the engine timing belts now cut, so the valve, all of them will just bend, and that is a very big problem. And at times it might get to the engine and it might damage the engine as a whole. But first of all, checking a top cylinder, you first of all check if the valves are okay. Then you pull the springs and the keys and you keep it one side. Then you remove the valve seal if they are bad, because there are some valve seals that don't easily get spoiled like that, based on the kind of cars they are, like the kind of products they come, like the way they are. So they are just mainly like that. They don't majorly get spoiled easily. But checking a normal top, you have to put the valve seal, because if you don't put that valve seal and you repair it just like that and you take it back to the mechanic and he fix it, like the engine will be soaking oil, so your car, I think, will be pouring out smoke. That is why some cars are bringing out smoke in the. So after removing the valve seal, you then apply your granny paste. Then you now drill it with drilling machine. After drilling it, you then clean it, remove every form of dirt and carbon in the top. After that, you then apply new valves, like you bring new valves in and fix it inside. After that, you apply your spring and then you couple it. That's all.
That's all.
Yes.
But it sounds so simple. I think I'm learning something here today. So Joyce, tell me, your sister just explained how to fix a top cylinder. So aside from a top cylinder, what is that thing that you love to fix anytime they bring something here?
Okay, and I like grinding and also putting valve C.
Okay, can you take me through the process of grinding? If you want to grind a top cylinder, if I'm right, how do you do that? What are the steps?
Okay, first of all, you pull the spring. Then you scrape. After pulling the screw, you remove the valve seal. After removing the valve seal, then you now check the top, scrape it, remove the carbon, the dirt, everything. After removing, then you apply granny paste. After applying granny paste, you now apply fuel to the granny paste so that it will grind well. Then start grinding. After grinding, you remove the granny paste and check whether it's grinded very well. If it's grinded very well, then you clean everything and apply valve seal. Then insert the spring and couple it.
All right. So tell me, generally, what do you like about this job?
Okay, I like the job because every day it gives you more learning. You acquire more wisdom about what is happening. And also, I used to go outside to go and look at how they used to insert the rings in the piston. It gives me more knowledge. That's okay. This is what I used to do before putting the top to it. I'll be learning every day.
All right. So Justina, tell me, what do you love most about this job that you're doing?
Okay, this job, it gives me like more understanding about cars. Like I will know the way different cars operate. When each like different top cylinders, I will be able to differentiate. Ah, this is Corolla, this is BMW, this is Mazda. So it makes me understand and have a broad knowledge about cars that are existing, and it gives me more updates on new cars that are coming, the way they work, how their engine and everything sounds. So I think I have the inspiration to, in fact, if I have the opportunity, I can try to manufacture all these top cylinders because I think they are very great in cars, and they play a major role in the engine part sector of a car. So without the top cylinder, I don't think your motor will work.
Okay, I've learned so much from Joyce and Justina here today. So tell me now, is there anything that you need that would help you learn faster, that will help you learn this trade faster? Is there anything
Okay,
that, if you have this thing now, you'll be able to learn more?
okay. I don't think there's really anything except let me if I have a free access to internet anytime, like a mobile phone where I can browse out some new cars and new products, how the top cylinders look like, and some problems about cars, I can just browse it out, and then with my that instinct to be able to find the solution and solve the problem. That is just
But before you turned 16, can you take me, how was growing up like for you?
okay. Growing up, as and growing up is very it was good. Like it's good, like staying with your parents. Nothing like staying with your parents. Growing up, yeah, guiding you, giving you principles to follow. Don't do this, don't do that. At least I have many child growing up memory. I have many memories. If I could remember, like dad would come home sometimes, he would feel happy and he would tell us some stories, tell us about his past life, how he went to school, how he finished school, how he got a job, how he even got married to our mother. He tells us story, and that's like teach me on how I feel like it's grooming me on how to be my own self. And he also taught me to learn to be myself and not to look at others, no matter what they are saying about you, no matter the silly comments people are making about you. Don't just put your focus on them, just focus on what you are doing. And number two, my parents taught me to hold God tight. Like growing up, I had everything, all my trust was just on God. I don't normally put my trust on people. I just focus on God that this is what dad is passing through, this is what mom is passing through, this is what we're passing through. I know that if man, like if I put my trust on man, whoever that man is, I know he will not be able to solve my problem just the way God would do it. And if that man is trying to solve my problem, I know that it's God that is sending that person to come and meet me. So growing up, I learned how to trust God, how to put my soul independence on him, and I learned also how to be independent, not putting like know the kind of friends you follow. You're not following wayward friends, and you know how to be yourself. Don't talk too much, like being a well-behaved child, well-behaved girl, because as a girl in society you don't need to be talking too much. Like you should just know yourself.
All right, but do you think if your parent had, if they have more money, you wouldn't be doing this? You like be living a better life?
If they had more money, I would have been living a good, better life. But at least I will still be doing something, and I will still be doing this because without me having a handwork now, like what will I be doing? I'll just stay at home doing nothing, visiting friends. What will not profit me anything? And one thing I love about this job is that I still also have the time to read my books. After finishing for the day, I go home, do everything that I'm supposed to do. After eating, I go back to my books. I can revise my book. It's not like although some stressful, like although it's also stressful, shall, but at least I still have the time to focus on my book, and I still have the time to pray to God and tell Him some of my challenges. So there's no challenge at all.
All right. So Joyce, tell me, how do you combine working here and going to school?
Um,
Because I know there are times you need to focus on your books, especially when you have examinations. How do you combine both?
when I when I have an examination, let me see if I come out of school around 3 o'clock or after 3. I just work from that time to 5 o'clock. Then after that, when I'm through 5 o'clock, I'll go inside, I'll take my bets, I'll go back to my book. When after reading, I pray. Maybe by that time it's going to be around 8 or after 8. After reading, I pray to God and I'll go to my bed and sleep.
Okay. Are there some times that you wish if your parents had more money, you won't be doing this, you won't be here, you'll be living like a better life?
Sometimes it comes to me because before when I was staying with my aunt, I don't have any opportunity to do anything. She always cage me like a bed. I don't like. She always tell me that I should not go do this. But me, I'll be feeling inside me. I'll be regretting why I even came to stay with her. But when I came to stay with my parents, I saw that opportunity that going outside is also good, but sometimes it's not good because it has some challenges you face, and you will be regretting. They told me I didn't listen. So I don't see, even though my parents have money, I couldn't have been here safe. But I hope I'll still be doing this job because it's the will of God for me to be here and also doing this job.
What advice do you have for young girls like you, yes, outside who are lazing around, who do not want to do anything?
My advice is for them is to open their eyes and see that the world is going very far. In a country like Nigeria today, if you don't have handwork, I think you are going nowhere, because most of the job you see around 40,000, 50,000, it will not be able to solve some of your personal need. It won't be, in fact, in our present economy, 50,000 cannot do for you any reasonable thing. But when you have a handwork, and before you know, people will patronize you, and when people know that what you are doing, you are really doing what you know what you are doing, and you are doing the right thing, I think before you know it, you'll make it in life, and people will be aspiring to be like you, because you just put your focus on what you are doing. So my advice to some girls outside there is to leave everything they are doing. Like, they should leave all those nonsense promises from their boyfriends or their friends, and they should just think about life and find something doing, because time waits for nobody. You might be saying, today is Saturday, before you know it will be tomorrow will be here, before you know it next tomorrow, before you know, yes. And one thing about future always give us time to think for ourselves, but when it gives us the opportunity to fend for ourselves and think on becoming a better person, and we don't use that time, it will come back to also more cost, because by the time the future is now, because tomorrow you might be regretting, that time that I had the opportunity to do this kind of thing, but I was not able to utilize it. And I know will not be the name of the person. So I think they should just stand up now and think for themselves and say, yes, this is the time that I should do something, not staying at home and whiling away my time doing nothing. So I just think they should just think about it and leave every other thing. Even though they are going to school, yes, going to school is also good. Like me, I also want to go to school. I want to be educated. Then education does not stop you from acquiring a skill. Education does not stop you from learning a trade. So they should just leave all those things they are doing. They should also be focused on their education. They should also find something doing. That's my advice to them.
Justina is so full of wisdom. Okay, Joyce, tell me, what advice do you have for some of your age mates who are just lazing around and not doing anything?
Okay, firstly, I will advise them to go and make amends. Make amends for their wrong deeds. After making amends, you tell that person you're making amends that I'm not going to, if you're a parent, I'm not going to do this again. That I'm now ready for life, I'm now serious. Then you go and learn either a work or a trade. And this will help you enlighten more of your brain, because going around the streets doing all sort of rubbish won't give you anything. It only help to damage your future, and growing up becoming nothing. But if at least if you make up yourself and learn something, at, you know that I'm proud of myself, I learned this, and this can help me sustain. Even though when I'm married, my husband don't have anything to give me, to help me sustain myself and my children. So that's my advice for them, that is, go and learn trade, go and learn a work.
All right. Thank you very much, Joyce.